Hello friends, let's learn today physiology of spinal cord. Spinal cord is a part of central nervous system which connects entire body with brain. Spinal cord is around 45 cm long. It extends from upper border of first cervical vertebrae to lower border of first lumbar vertebrae. It begins at foramen magnum and continues above with medulla oblongata. Terminal part is in the form of cone shape, hence known as conus medullaris, below which there is a fibrous sheath which contains spinal nerves and meningeal structures, hence known as phylum terminale. As we can see, in spinal cord there are two enlargements. They are cervical enlargement and lumbar enlargement. The cervical part supplies to the neck and upper limb. The middle part supplies to the trunk and the lower part supplies to the lower limb. Now let's look at the transverse section of spinal cord. Here we can see that outer part of spinal cord is known as white matter, which contains myelinated and unmyelinated nerve fibers, and the inner part is grey matter, which contains cell bodies, dendrites and initial part of axon. In the center of grey matter lies spinal canal, which is filled with cerebrospinal fluid, which acts as shock absorber. Remember, in brain, outer part is grey matter and inner is white matter. We can remember that brain is sharp. He knows that we should not make the white things dirty. So brain keeps white matter inside, whereas spinal cord keeps white matter outside. The spinal cord is covered and protected by three meningeal structures. They are pia mater, arachnoid mater and dura mater from inside out. Now, though spinal cord is a continuous structure, we can study them in 31 segments, which corresponds to their 31 pair of spinal nerves. The segments are 8 cervical segments, 12 thoracic segments, 5 lumbar segments, 5 sacral segments and 1 coccygeal segments. It corresponds to the spinal nerves also. Now, let's look at the grey matter. Grey matter is like an H-shaped. We can see it has a dorsal horn, which corresponds to the sensory function, and anteriorly it has ventral horn, which can also known as anterior column of grey matter. It corresponds to the motor function. In between lies the lateral horn, which is present between sensory and motor functions. In center lies the spinal canal. Now, what is grey commissure? Grey commissure is a part which connects two lateral half of the spinal cord with each other. It is traversed by the spinal canal. Now, let's try to study the nucleus of grey matter. First, let us look at the nucleus of ventral horn. The nucleus of ventral horn are divided in 3 groups. They are medial, central and lateral. In medial part there are 2 nucleus. We can see here ventromedial nucleus and dorsomedial nucleus. In central part there are also 2 nucleus. They are phrenic nucleus and accessory nucleus. In lateral part lies 3 nucleus, which is ventrolateral nucleus, anteriorly so ventral, dorsal so dorsolateral nucleus, behind dorsal so retrodorsolateral nucleus. Now, in intermediate or lateral horn lies 2 nucleus. They are intermediolateral nucleus and intermediomedial nucleus. Now, in dorsal horn lies the following nucleus. First is dorsal nucleus. Then this is nucleus proprius, behind which lies substantia gelatinosa of Ronaldo. It is a gelatinous material-like structure in the dorsal part of spinal cord throughout the spinal cord length. Now, the nucleus which caps the substantia gelatinosa is known as posteromarginal nucleus. Thank you. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe the channel.